we decided that we'd been in this house for 30 years and that we'd had no problem with leakage, but we heard a lot about neighbors that had some issues with the poly B in their house that had leaked or a drip or a stream or something, and it caused quite a bit of angst as well as damage. So we heard about a neighbor who had done their house just maybe a kilometer from here, and we were good friends with the woman's parents, and they were telling us about how pleased they were with the work that Polly B had done, and that if we wanted to do the same, they highly recommended them, and to make sure you ask for the plumber named Sebastian. So we decided to use them, and we arranged for a date, time, and they were going to show up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it happened to be Family Day, I think, and Sebastian liked to work on that day. So that's when they started. He said, we'll be there at 7, and by golly, they were here, and they're with his workmate, and they said, we'll be done by 4 o'clock. Sebastian moved all the furniture away from where he was working, and he said, when you get the painting done, you can ask the painters to move it all back. That was really good. We didn't want to be doing that.
And actually, before Sebastian even came on the Friday before the Monday, we had the fellows came in and covered our linoleum with one type of your sticky cover that stayed down, and the carpeting and the stairs and all upstairs where they were going to be going was all covered as well. And that worked so well. It was safe to walk on, and there wasn't a problem with that at all. And it just kept everything so clean.
They came, they did their work, cut the holes, 17 holes in our ceilings and walls, so they could get at all the joins where the pipes joined and everything. They did that, and sure enough, they were done by about 3:30 or 4 o'clock. They also told us, Barbara, that their drywall guy would come the next morning, and we said we prefer if it's a little later than 7 o'clock. Anyway, we talked to him, and he decided to come around 8:30 or something, and his job was to come and put all the drywall back in the same holes they came out of, so that they fit nicely. And he came on schedule and did all this work, putting the drywall back in where they were taken from, and he threw them in all around the area, and then when he had all that done, he came
let it dry for a day.
Pasted, put taping on it, and mud on the taping, and said, I'll be back tomorrow, and I will sand and put a second layer of mud on where necessary, and so on. I said, okay, that's great.
And they warned us that some people just move out because they were coming, and it wasn't necessary. They were very respectful of all the furniture and things they moved, and looking after things. No problem at all.
So after the drywall was completed, they said, I think that was on the third day, Monday, Wednesday, the third day the drywall was completed, and he said, we've got to let this dry so it's suitable for painting, so the painters will come on Monday. So he gave us a contact number for the painters, and we phoned and talked to them, and they said, they'd come Monday morning, probably around 10 or so. And so they showed up, and they had to match the paint, of course. They wanted to...
They had done that previously. They knew what they needed.
And so we happened to have still a gallon of paint that we recently painted the green part with, and they had to match the paint for upstairs, so they did. And they showed up and did what they needed to do. And you did a couple of coats. Did they finish that day on Monday?
Oh yeah, they were like in that morning. Yeah. They everything that the people did when they came in, to do the various things. When they were very efficient, they just went and did it, and they were gone. And it was really well coordinated.
And they moved the furniture back where we wanted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good thing. They moved everything back just the way it was, because our piano was on the other side of the room, and we had some things we were a bit worried about, sofa being moved, and it all went back. And what I can say is that these ceilings, where all the holes were, and we got stippled ceiling, so they had to spray the stippling on and so on. That didn't make a mess. And the ceilings, you would not know they were done, and the painting. In fact, they painted the whole wall where they cut holes to make sure that it looked well. And there was no, I have no complaints at all about anything that went on.
Our experience was so good that we would definitely recommend give them the Poly B Plumbing guys and give them a 5-star rating.
Well, it'll be 64 this year.
64 years in August.
You've been married for 64 years.
Yeah.
Well, for 63, right?
That is absolutely spectacular. Congratulations.
It's because I'm such a nice guy.
Indeed. I could put up with it.
Yeah.